All right, everybody, it is go time on Sunday nights. It is time for, for those of you that play Name That Tune, you might have recognized the first note of George Michael's I Want Your Sex. It played there for like a half a second. Anyway, welcome to Sunday Night, All Things Fantasy Grounds, episode number 21, Monsters of the Guild, guys. I am here tonight with my co-host, Leroon, and my special guest, Furied Fate, to go through this. And as always, I'm going to change my computer so that you see what we see. And I will do the disclaimer for the show, and then we will get into it. I believe something went wrong. No, we're fine. So keep in mind, guys, that for the show tonight, All Things Fantasy Grounds Talk Show is meant to teach and help, but the opinions stated by the three of us on the show tonight are not that of Smiteworks USA LLC or Fantasy Grounds. Leroon, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How you doing, Rob?
I'm doing great. I'm excited about this.
Yeah, me too. Just been teaching the DMs class when I can. Just getting people riled up to learn Fantasy Grounds, and also trying to get people to start participating in the live chats for games and things like that. So I'm working on it.
Awesome. Furied, how are you?
I'm great. I'm so glad to be back. It's been like, what, a month or something since I've hanged out with you boys?
Last time you were here would have been April 3rd, it seems.
This video. Yeah, a month ago.
Awesome. Cool. All right, well, let's get into it. First things first, we are going to give away 2 copies of said module for Fantasy Grounds tonight for the Monsters of the Guild. And normally we do that at random times, but we decided today to give one away right away to the people who were here up front at the start of the show. So I'm just going to get in here and start it going. We are going to have a keyword raffle. So those of you that would like to have a copy of this Fantasy Grounds module for Monsters of the Guild, go ahead and enter, and your keyword is MOTG, and just type in exclamation MOTG. We'll let the timer run for 5 minutes, and we'll give away a copy. 1 copy tonight, courtesy of Leroon and Fantasy Grounds College, and the other copy, of course, courtesy of your host, Rob Toohey. That's me. So let's get into it. First thing I thought I would do, you guys, is I was going to show the PDF. We don't need this anymore. And just show people what that looks like. So it is pretty awesome. I mean, this thing is 160 pages. And we're not going to concentrate too much on it because we're going to mainly concentrate, obviously, on the Fantasy Grounds module. But as you go through this, you see all the creators that were involved. There were 48 people involved in creating this. Forward by Chris Lindsay from Wizards of the Coast. And this thing is packed with 120 monsters. And the whole idea behind this was that some adventurer or some, recorder of history just went out in the land and recorded monster stats. And the artwork in this thing was meant to appear to be old school. So that's why the pictures are all black and white. And they wanted it to have a feel of a throwback. Even though it's 5th edition, they wanted it to be like a 1st edition feel with the artwork, right? But do you guys think that is so cool?
Yeah, that's really
I
nice.
like it. I like how it looks like it's little post-it notes and everything. Like it's almost someone's like field journal.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they wanted. They have the spine there. And if you buy the PDF or the hardback book or that combo, this is what you're going to get. And the book is beautiful. I mean, it looks like, it's just really professional. And so, we're just going to skip through this and kind of go a little bit faster here because you're going to see all of this when we get to the FG module. But I just wanted, people to see basically, how it looks and what it feels like in either the PDF or the hardback. And the price for the PDF is $14.95. The price for the hardback is $29.95. But if you buy them together, you save $10. So the book by itself is $29.95, but the package is only $34.95. So, and people have to keep in mind when they buy stuff from the DMs Guild, we're 48 people are hacking up these profits. And for the book, I'm literally getting a half of 1%. So it's not that much. People didn't really do it for the money. They did it for the, to have a really great project on the DMs Guild. So that's what that looks like. Now we'll go to Fantasy Grounds. But the hardback book, people have to remember, not only do does DM's Guild keep half the money, but you have to actually pay for the cost of the book, which is like some kind of near $13. So, you know, but everybody's not getting rich. But anyway, let's see how we doing on time for that. Okay, we got 2 more minutes. Not that many people have entered. If you guys want a copy of this, exclamation MOTG in the chat will get you entered into the drawing. And we're going to do one now and one later. So any questions or comments, guys, about the PDF or the hardback version that I went through? Anything you to say about that?
I thought it looked really nice. It has that scrapbook kind of feel to it.
Yeah, like Fury said with the Post-it notes.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe, you know, we did a bunch of podcasts. We went on Mr. Tarask's YouTube show. We went on James Intercasso's podcast. We went on Crit Academy. And people have to forgive me. We've been on 2 or 3. Oh, we went on Nerdarchy and even maybe 2 more than that. And I just can't remember because they all run together for me. But he did say, Glenn Cooper, the main architect of this, he did actually say what Fury said. He said sticky notes and, you know, field journal, kind of a feel where you want to get the feel that someone went out and just wrote down all these stats about these monsters.
So what was the official release date for the module?
The Fantasy Grounds, or well, Monsters of the Guild was released May 3rd, and its companion piece, The Monsters Without Borders, was released on April 23rd, I believe. Yeah. No, March 28th. I'm sorry, March 28th. I'm so confused. So, and by the way, guys, if anybody that's watching wants to get just a sample of this, you can get both the PDF and the Fantasy Grounds module for free of Monsters Without Borders. And we'll post that link in the chat here.
And you had mentioned that Monsters Without Borders, I mean, if you guys don't know, it is nonprofit for the guys. It's all going to Doctors Without Borders, you know, raising. Yeah, you have the number up there.
Yeah,
1,800.
It's so far. I mean, it might not be updated from today, but yeah, so far it's raised $1,800, which puts 29 doctors in the field for a day, or you know, one doctor a day for 29 days. And this particular module has and PDF has a Paladin Oath and 2 backgrounds, and those are not in Monsters of the Guild. So if you are getting Monsters of the Guild anyway, you should still go back and get this, even if you get it for free, because you're going to get an extra Paladin Oath and 2 extra backgrounds, the Almsgiver and the Hospitaller, which are pretty fun. But these 20 monsters are contained within you know, Monsters of the Guild. But yeah, I highly encourage, and by the way, we did find out that DM's Guild themselves, they are also donating their entire portion to MSF, which is Doctors Without Borders. It's a French name. I forget the name of it. I forget how to say it. Where is it? Is it on here? It should be.
Yep. Right there in red.
Médecins Sans Frontières.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you see it and I don't. Oh yeah, right here. I'm looking for the words, right? Yeah, Médecins
I know
Sans
how to
Frontières.
say it.
Médecins Sans Frontières. That's how you have to say it with a French accent.
It's Médecins Sans Frontières.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's.
It's Doctors Without Borders is how you say it. Anyway, guys, go there. The link's in the chat, and go there. And even if you download it for free, but even if you give $1 or $5 or whatever it is, it all goes to charity. So the 100% of that goes to Doctors Without Borders. All right, cool. So now we're going to get into the meat, but I think we can give a winner here. All right, timer ran out. Let's draw a winner. Boom. Bofferin. Hello. Bofferin wins.
Wow.
Very
Congrats,
good.
Bofferin.
Congrats,
Awesome.
Bofferin. PM me in Discord, Bofferin, and I will get you a copy of Monsters of the Guild Fantasy Grounds version, which we are now going to look at. So let's open up the
Well, you know,
module.
Bofferin, since you got that for free, you can put that money that you would have spent for it, you know, towards Monsters Without Borders.
Hello.
There you go.
Or you can just, you know, send it to me directly. I'm just kidding. I'm only kidding. All right, so Monsters of the Guild has a reference manual section, and everything that you need, you know, you can access the images, the monster stat blocks, and the story, but everything is in the reference manual. Now, I of course, made this larger for the video, but this is really cool, you guys. So, in the credits, we do want to pay special mention to a few people in here. Oh, and we do have JVC Perry hand drew all of the all of the creators. Here's me here. Now, if you see, that's why it pixelates if you go in too far. But all the creators are there, all the men and women that created this. He drew everyone. What he did was he Facebook stalked us without our knowledge, found a picture, and then drew them. Not JVC Perry. I'm sorry, Glenn Cooper did that. And here's Glenn. That's his own picture that he did. Anyway, so that's in there. It's fun to look at. But Glenn Cooper was the main architect, and then two of the other people that worked on this very hard. Phil Beckwith did the layout for the book, and Joshua Perry, JVC Perry, some of you might know from the DMs Guild, all these guys from the DMs Guild, he did the organization. He's the one that pounded the people to get their monster stat blocks in, and you know, asking for artwork to be done and everything to be coordinated. And this took like almost.
Is that why his name was like listed 5 times throughout the whole credits?
Yeah, it's crazy how many people's names get in here, more than one. So there were 48 designers, including you know, some bigger names like Robert Aducci, Wolfgang Bauer from Cobalt Press, James Intercasso's in there, a lot of really popular authors from the guild, Rob Tui, and then Ken edited the layout for the book. And then there's the cover artist, Neil Jerry drew this, which I really love. I mean, I love that. He also, you know, the Monsters Without Borders has the design of the, it almost looks like the Godzilla monster from the 96 Godzilla movie, the eye looking at you. But I really love this Beholder on there. And this, these Infinity Stones, these gems, were a nice touch that got added at the last minute. They used to just be nothing there, I think, but that was pretty cool. Anyway, so he did the art, and then there were many artists that did the black and white drawings. And I'd like to give a special shout out. I don't know that any of them would be watching our show, but maybe they'll see it on YouTube. But Byron E. May Hopkins, Callum Bray, Glenn Cooper, Jerry Boucher, Luke Instone Hall, Neil Jerry, and Rizzy Nagara. And so those guys all did really, really awesome artwork for this. And the playtesters were people that were listed who any monster that was from a module, like Unknown Whom, I have a monster, so I sent in my playtester names. So people's names may be in the playtesters that don't even know they're in there because they playtested something 2 years ago, but they're in there. And then I did obviously the Fantasy Grounds conversion, and I would love to give a special shout out to my 4 Fantasy Grounds editors who tried to rip this thing apart and find all the mistakes so that when I put it out, you know, it was as error-free as possible. Now, the great thing about the DMs Guild is, of course, any errors that are found, you can just re-upload it, so it's not a problem. But Mark Clancy, that's McClancy 10006 from the Twitch chat. Alan Dodge, that's the real name of Gwydion. We all know Gwydion. Joe Fink, that's Joe Numbers. And Sean Sides, that's S Sides. So thanks to those guys for helping out with this, because they really did me a solid. And I'm sure they all went and bought it because they're huge supporters. But if any of them didn't, I'm going to give them a free copy of it because they did a lot of work on it. So that's that. There is a foreword by Chris Lindsay, which we won't go into, and an introduction by JVC Perry. If you want to know what those are, you'll go get it. And then there's extra images. I threw these in here because these are not attached to any one monster. They were just in the PDF. And that's a cool little thing you might be able to squeeze into a game. You know, but they weren't part of any stat block, but I wanted people to still be able to have it. Here's
how cute!
Yeah, he's a cute. Yeah, oh, look at how cute, and then he bites your face off.
Yeah, like most things.
Yeah, like that's my favorite monster in the whole thing is the Ooze Dragon, and I'll try and stop and show that when we get to it. But it just looks so innocent. The drawing of it just looks like a little fluffy puppy, and then it's like a CR20 monster. The back cover text from the book is there, and then this is in the Fantasy Grounds module, and I do want to read this out loud. So that people know what went on with this particular conversion. So this Fantasy Grounds module was created as faithfully as possible with some wording changes necessary due to parsing of effects. A giant monster-sized thanks goes out to my FG editors who helped shape and check the module to make it the best it could be. As always, any errors found will happily be corrected as soon as they're reported. Keep in mind that most spells will come from the SRD or Player's Handbook, which you should have open in your library. Oh, and yes, we should do that, shouldn't we, while I'm thinking about it. Let's open the SRD data module, and let's also open Xanathar's Guide, and you will see why. Now, for anybody that has this that doesn't own Xanathar's Guide, that's okay. It's just that probably 4 or so spells that were used in here were from Xanathar, so those spells won't parse, but you can otherwise still use it. And that says that here, but there are a few spells from Xanathar's Guide to Everything, so if you own that module, please make sure you have it open in your library. A new feature with this module is that DMs can search for monsters based on terrain type by clicking NPCs in the library. So that's a new thing, everybody. No other Fantasy Grounds modules ever had that, and I'll show that in just a second. We hope you enjoy Monsters of the Guild, and as a bonus, enjoy the Tribal Shaman NPC. Again, the hardback and the PDF have 120 monsters. The Fantasy Grounds version has 121 because the one that got cut from the book, and it didn't get cut because it was horrible or anything. It just got cut because when you make a book, it has to be so many pages, and it wouldn't fit in, and so JVC took his own monster out, but I put it in the Fantasy Grounds module because there's no limits, right? So I did that. Any questions, you guys, about the text before we get into the actual monsters? I'm going to show that thing I talked about.
No, but I want to see the Tribal Shaman.
Oh yeah, we'll show that. So everybody knows that in Fantasy Grounds, when you click on NPCs, you get alphabetical, you get challenge rating, and you get class. You can sort by all those. But look what else now, everybody, terrain types. So you can go here and you can go, ooh, I want an Arctic, coastal, desert, forest, a mountain. Oh, I want an Underdark monster. So you click Underdark, there's all the Underdark monsters. So it's really awesome that you can do that.
There's a big green eye.
Big green eye, hello, Rob Tui's monster. And everybody will remember that from Unknown Whom, and they drew an original picture of it. The one in the module was just, just a green eye, but this is an actual. It's got the shield around it. That's funny, and it's got the lens reflector. That's a lens, like a light on the camera. I don't know what that is, and then I didn't notice this, but he drew like a little other eye in there. I don't know what the hell, man. That's awesome. I didn't have anything to do. They only,
bits and
yeah. And they just drew it from the description. So anyway, that's that. So let's see. We went all through that. Okay, now, and this is another thing. This, of course, was built with NPC Engineer, and NPC Engineer does a lot of fantastic things, including that terrain type thing. But it puts this reference manual in here for you, and it lists them by type. So the index has all the monsters by type. So you can go down and, I need a construct. I need an ooze. It does all that. And then one of the really cool things that you can't do in Fantasy Grounds normally is look through all the monsters really at a rapid pace so that you can, decide, hey, by picture, like which monster do I want? So you can be like, okay, let me see these monsters. Bam. Oh, I'm just going to go through here. Oh, I saw the big green eye. What was that? It was Bone Colossus. And then, what? Look at that guy. Oh, wait, I know the one. Let's get to the, what's her name? The Song of the Sea. Because this is what any horny male would do, or female, we don't know. You get to the Song of the Sea, and then you look at that image. And I'm going through the whole, I'm in the S's now. Oh, what? Oh, she's naked. And then you're like, yeah, that's the one I want to use. So you can go through and you can read the whole stat block here. And if you decide that's what you want, you can break out the image, or you can just grab the stat block. Now, of course, you can get the stat blocks the regular ways. You can go to NPCs and get it all the regular way. You can search for everything. You can do all that stuff. But you can get the stat block here, and it has the image, and they all have images and tokens. Every monster has an image and a token. One of the monsters has 2 images, actually. And then there is one that does not have an image, and that's the Elemental Core. And the Elemental Core is part of a group of monsters or group of NPCs known as the Relentless Construct. So there's other ones that go with it in there, but it's the only one without an image, but it does have an E token. I've got the the E token there that you can use for Elemental Core. I made that. Cool. I made that my own. So any questions, guys? Any questions about how that all works? I mean, I just think it's so cool. I mean, obviously, who's not going to think it's cool that made it, right? But I just love it.
Hey, Rob, I have a question.
Yeah.
So if you were someone who hasn't messed around with Fantasy Grounds too much, How would one open that book if they were to buy it? How does that work?
Oh, so you go to the DM's Guild and buy it and download it. And when you download it, it's going to give you a .mod file, which all Fantasy Grounds modules are, right?
Yep.
And then when you download that, you're going to put it in a specific folder where all of your modules are stored. And this, the place for that on your hard drive. If now Mac users, of course, are going to be different. And if you buy it on Steam, if you bought Fantasy Grounds on Steam, you can't buy this on Steam. You can only buy it on the DM's Guild. But if you bought Fantasy Grounds or if you use it through Steam, your path might be different. But users and then your username and then app data roaming Fantasy Grounds modules. And so when you get that, you're going to drop that mod file in here. Here's mine, Monsters of the Guild. You drop it in there. And then once it's in that folder, when you open Fantasy Grounds, you're going to go down to your library and you're going to click on modules, and then you can search for, I have a billion modules in here, right? Like I own whatever, so much stuff. just a crap load of stuff. So you can search for like monsters of the, oh, there it is. And then you would open it. You can close it or open it like that. So once it's open, and then it's in your library, there it is. And I also have open the SRD and Xanathar's Guide, because when you go to any stat block, let's see, what's a spellcaster? The Arrow Demon sounds like he's a spellcaster. Is he? Yes, he is. So he's got innate spellcasting. And what Fantasy Grounds does is when you open that stat block, it pulls in the spells. So he only has Dimension Door, but there's Dimension Door right there. And so it pulls the spell in from the SRD or Xanathar's if it's needed. And then also back here on the thing, it tells you what the spells are. So let's find another bigger spellcaster. Who's got a lot of spells?
Karen Lord or...
Oh, does he have spells? Yeah,
No.
Oh my god, yeah. So here's so if you go to the description thing all the way down the bottom. Yeah, so he's got all these spells, man.
Wow.
He's got all these spells. Wow, he's a 10th level spellcaster, so he's got up to 6th level spells, and it tells you what they all are. And then in the stat, so now let's go to the combat tracker and throw this guy in there, and let's just check it out.
Yeah, let's check it out.
Boom, everybody.
There he is.
Look at all. So he's got all his spells are here. Yeah, it's crazy.
Check out the usages too.
So, and I'm assuming you have them all coded properly, so
they're all coded properly. If anybody finds a mistake, they can of course let us know and we'll change it. But there, people, my editors went through here and so it should all be right. It's just crazy. Yeah, this guy's got a lot of stuff. Let's see what he looks like. Hello. Yeah, you don't want to fuck with
It's like a jacked up Groot. Adorable.
Yeah, I am Karen Lord, and then I'll kill you. And he's a CR. What is he? A CR 13,
7 maybe.
Yeah, and he's 13.
Oh, 13.
Yeah. So he's got a 20 charisma. That's funny. And his token is there. His little token. That's what his token looks like.
Cool.
So yep. And
ooh.
Hey, thanks for the follow, Lou Cipher. Thanks for the follow. Welcome to the stream. I tried to do the best I could with the tokens. In some cases, it looks better to have the whole thing in the token. In some cases, it looks better to just have like the upper body of it. Depends on what the monster is, but I tried to do all the tokens so they would look cool on a map. And then let's make him friendly, just for fun. He's on our team now.
Cheerbits in the stream. Thanks for the cheerbits.
Hey. Ella Giggle, thanks for the cheerbits. Thanks for the cheerbits, Ella Giggle. Oh no, that wasn't Ella Giggle. It was that's just the that was the name of. Oh, who did that?
Fantasy Grounds College, baby.
Oh yeah, Fantasy Grounds College did the cheerbit. Ella Giggle was the name of the thing that goes with it. The what do you call that? The emoji. All right, so Fury, you wanted to see Tribal Shaman, did you not? The extra
I
monster.
do.
Tribal
The extra
Shaman.
monster.
The extra
The
module.
exclusive for Fantasy Grounds.
Yeah, the exclusive monster. So here's the Tribal Shaman. That's what the token looks like. Tokens don't play nice on the desktop. Here's the actual image. Boom.
Ooh.
Hey, Extreme Marine. Thanks for the follow. Hooah. And he is a shape-shifting druid. Ooh, nice. He also has spells.
Sweet.
So he's got those spells. And then he is a CR3 monster, so you can use him in your games as a wicked NPC or whatever. And
for his token, do you have the tiger's face or his obscured face?
No, I have both of them actually.
Oh, okay.
Oh, cool.
Like that.
I would have gone with the tiger's face. It's adorable.
And so one thing that I did not, I don't know if I did it before the show with you guys, but I'm not sure I mentioned it since we've been broadcasting. But in the reference manual on any of these NPCs, like let's go to the big green eye, just because I know it works. You come down to the bottom here, and if this monster is an original monster, it'll just say original monster. But if it's from anything else on the DM's Guild, it'll say Unknown Whom PDF and Fantasy Grounds module by Rob Toohey. You click the link, and oh, what? It takes you to the friggin' thing in the fan. So that's just awesome.
That's cool.
Pretty good.
So let's do another one.
So that way, if you come across a monster that you really like, it's like, hey, I want to play the module that this monster came from. Easy peasy.
Absolutely. Like, I know the eel folk are from... the eel folk are all from a module called, and now it's the Lighthouse, the Storm Lighthouse, the Skyhorn, Secrets of the Skyhorn Lighthouse by Kelsey Dion, and Gwydion ran her module, and there's a video of it, on YouTube, and he ran this module for a game of people. So here it is. But yeah, the eel folk are all in this module, and so if you like you said, Fury, exactly. If you find a monster you like and you're like, hey, where'd this come from, and I want to play that adventure, you can just click on it and you can go get it. And then there are many, I'd say about 70% or so of these monsters are, from something else on the guild, but many of them are also original monsters. Let's see. Let me find my favorite. My favorite is the Ooze Dragon. And I'll show you the picture
that is
real quick.
Cute looking.
Yeah, this is an original monster. Oh, it's by Beholder Press by SG Tony. So this is an original monster for this module only. And I like it because when I first saw it, I just thought, oh, it's a cute little puppy looking Ooze Dragon. And then I find out that it's like, CR20 and it'll rip your face off.
Oh my god.
Oh god, with the multi-attack.
Yeah, it's got bite, claw, tail, amorphous presence. It's got digesting breath, nice. And it's also got a split. So it's an ooze, right? So it splits if you hit it with lightning or whatever the hell. Oh my god, it's so bad. Tail attack. It's got legendary actions. Loose form. Oh, it's just nasty. It's just super nasty. And so that's a lot of fun. And this module was created obviously with NPC Engineer that Mask has done. If you guys don't know about NPC Engineer, you need to find out about it. That we did a whole different show on that, but you can go to masq.net, mask.net, and check out NPC Engineer, which is what helped me to build this whole thing. So yeah, really cool. Boom.
28 in the chat.
28 in the chat. Yeah. So
time for number 2.
It might be, yeah, because this is going to be a shorter show because we've pretty much covered the whole thing. But the most important thing I want to do is put the link in the chat for people if they want to get this. So this is specifically the link for the Fantasy Grounds module. So there that is. That'll take you to this page on the guild. And you can go back and forth. If it says this is a Fantasy Grounds VTT module, click here to go to the PDF and the book. And if you're on the PDF and the book page, it says this is a PDF and a hardback. If you want the fantasy module, go click here. And so there you go. So
you said there was a bundle where you can buy both the hardback and the Fantasy Ground
No,
together.
okay. I'm glad
Oh,
you.
there's not?
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. So there is a bundle, but the bundle is if you want the PDF and the book together. So on that page, you can buy the PDF only, you can buy the hardback book only, or you can buy the combo, the PDF and the hardback. Now, the discount if you buy. Hey, Merlin Nevada, Merlin NV, thanks for the follow. I hope I said your name right. Welcome to the stream. If you buy the combo, if you buy the PDF and the hardcover, you actually get $10 off what it would be combined together. So it's almost like if you buy the book, you get the PDF for an extra $5. So that's the combo. But the Fantasy Grounds module itself is a completely separate, on its own purchase just by itself. Now, where you might have come up with that, Fury, is earlier when we were talking about Monsters Without Borders, which is the charity version. That's a donation or $0 if you want to, and those both come together. The PDF and the module come together there. That's maybe where you got that.
Oh, okay. See, I was hoping that I could get the book and also the Fantasy Grounds version.
Yeah, so you can, but you'd have to buy them separately. You'd have to buy one on this page and one on this page. But the reason that was done is because of, people's profit split. Like I was telling you guys, if anybody buys the PDF or the book, I get a half of 1%. So I literally get, anytime there's a sale made on this page, I literally get between 7 and 11 cents. But anybody that buys the Fantasy Grounds module, I get a exponentially larger profit of that because I was the one that created it. So I get half of the profit, and then the other 47 people get half of their half of whatever their cut of this book is. So everybody's getting paid regardless. And Smiteworks is getting their cut, but their cut comes out of the DM's Guild cut. It doesn't come out of the author's cut. So yeah, there's a picture of the books there, and then if you go over to mine, I have a picture of just an example page. The Fool's Slush, that's that monster. The Fool's Slush, let's look at that. I like it. The Fool's Slush. Let's type it in, FFOL, because there's so many monsters, you guys. Fools. That's gonna eat you. Doesn't it have it has some, doesn't it swallow you or some damn thing? I don't know what it does.
That's scary. It's like the Outhouse version or something.
Oh, it has Engulf. And
oh my god.
You have to do a DC 14 strength show, or it does 2d6 acid and 2d6 cold while you're, oh god, it's nasty. So yeah, pretty cool. So yeah, let's do giveaway another. Let's go for it. Bofferin won the first one, and we're gonna reset it, and we're gonna do it again. So one of these copies was courtesy of Leroon and FGC. The other copy will be courtesy of me, and it has started. So if you guys want to win a copy of the Fantasy Grounds version, Fury's in first again. Bofferin, you should probably leave yourself out of this one since you already won. You don't want to get two. But yeah, if you guys want to win a copy of this module, then you can do that by entering the keyword in the chat right now, MOTG. So do it, and then in 5 minutes when the countdown runs out, we will draw what we are going to draw. It seems to me before the show I mentioned to either one of you guys, if I forget to say that, remind me. Did I remember whatever that was?
I think you did.
Oh, was it maybe the Monsters Without Borders? That's what it might have been.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Sure did.
So we covered that, and actually there is a chat command. Oh, you know what's funny? I just entered the contest, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
There's a chat command. I think the chat command, I shouldn't have done that. There's a chat command that is the same as it's the same to enter the. Oh, that's good to know though, because when you're running a raffle, it disables this chat command. That's pretty cool. But there's a chat command that posts the link to the Monsters of the Guild. Let me go make sure I'm not in this raffle. Yeah, I am.
Hey, Rob. Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
If you win, you have to give away 2.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay.
That's fair. I screwed up.
Yeah.
So if I pull my own name, then I have to give away Another one
I'll
and
give
another one.
I'll give another one too. I'll match it.
Okay, so yeah, so now we're hoping I win, so that we're gonna give away 3 more copies.
Exactly now.
Everyone's like, "Go for it, Rob.
Do it.
Win."
You can do it. Let's see. Did we cover? Oh, I know what we can do. We can pimp next week's show. By the way. Oh wait, here first. You know how we have to do with the green? We have to take that green, and we have to say we did this show. So next week, guys, our guest is going to be GeoQuester, and he's going to talk about XML, and he's got a few things about programming in XML for Fantasy Grounds, and or opening up an XML that already has something so you can go in and tweak something to make it the way you like it or whatever. And he's got a few other surprises up his sleeve. And I talked to him today, and he is going to be giving away some prizes. We always give away prizes, but he's going to give away some prizes. I do not know what those are at this time, so you have to tune in next week. On the 20th, which is 2 days after Mordenkainen's Tome of Foes comes out, we'll have a show about that, and we'll go through it. Then on the 27th, Furied will be back with us because no, my bad, that's the next week. So the 27th is not a real show where we're gonna have FSH Schmo, Joe Numbers, Lazy Sooner, McClancy, Tall Joe, and Urash, and Leroon and I. And then the following, that's just gonna be like a BS Fantasy Grounds show, just everybody loves Fantasy Grounds. And then
I'll be there.
Well, no, you'll be there on the next one.
Oh, well, I can be there all the time, but
well, those are specific people. Yeah, okay. Well, you might be there too then.
oh.
The next week, though, you will be there because that's FG Gamer Girls. So that's a bunch of female game players. And then just because it has to be, Leroon and I will also be there. Boo.
Yeah.
And then if you guys have ideas for the shows, you can submit those. We've got a few other ideas we're putting on, working on down here. And, oh, by the way, this was suggested to be Damned as well. He never got back to me. DAMNED. I still have to talk to him. But anyway, yeah, so we're rolling right along with the shows, and, we plan to never stop. So this might go down to like a show 1,000 in 25 years from now. I don't know. No, show 1,000 weeks. How long is that? That's like 20 years. I don't know. Anyway, so that's what's happening, guys. Okay, how are we doing on the contest? Let's go back. Boom. Ooh, 45 seconds.
45 seconds, folks.
45 seconds. If you want a copy of the Fantasy Grounds module for Monsters of the Guild, we now have 30 people in the chat and 25 viewing. That always wigs me out when the viewers are less than the chatters. That's funny. Oh, that's because like Stooner, he squats in the channel. Stooner might be here though. I don't know. Are you here, Stooner? Speak up, Stooner. Are you here?
Stooner.
Let's find out that guy's here. Holy crit, that was awesome. It just entered the contest. That's awesome. I love that name. Closing in 10 seconds. Oh my God, let's go back. All right, let's pull a name. No, that's not it. Here we go. Boom. 1 second. All right, it's over. Let's pull a winner. Let's pull a winner. The winner is... Holy crit, that was awesome. Boo, not a follower. Boo. You still win. You still win. But you are not a follower. Hit that follow button. Hit the follow button. Holy crit, that was awesome. If you don't hit the follow button, you rolled a 1. That's what happened. Anyway, congratulations to him or her. We don't know. And I'm gonna put the Discord link in the chat. So I'm assuming since you're not a follower, you are also not on my Discord. So click on that link, get on my Discord, and PM me, and I will make sure you get another copy. And just for fun, I am going to give away another one.
Yes.
So holy crit, that was awesome. And why won't it let me draw a second winner?
Heck, Rob, make it 2.
Oh! So now we have to give away 2 more.
Ooh.
Wait a minute. I'm matching one of those.
Yeah, so I'm going to give away 2 more now. 1 for me, 1 for you. So the next one's going to be Lou Cipher. Congrats. Lou Cipher.
Nice.
Also message me in Discord to pick up your item. And then Leroons is going to Sergeant Catharn. He wins every week. I don't know. He wins everything all the time. I've seen his name.
Him and Boffrin are lucky.
Yeah. So Sergeant Catharn, congrats to you, and I see McClancy's name in there. McClancy, you need to PM me because you get one for free anyway because you were an editor. And if I know Gwydion purchased one because he was the very first person to purchase it. So he goes, check your stats. I purchased it like
I bought mine.
well, yeah, you did too. Well, he bought it like 1 minute after it went on the guild. But McClancy, PM me because you get a copy. And if you're in the chat right now, S Sides and also Joe Numbers, you got to PM me too if you don't have a copy from the guild. And you want to get not just the one I sent you, but you want me to send it to you through the guild. That way, if it gets any updates or anything, you'll always be updated rather than me having to send you a file or anything like that. Sergeant Catharn says, not every time.
Just about.
So, yep, 31.
Do you have a way to... Sorry, Rob. Do you have
Go
a
ahead.
way to track that, who wins and who doesn't throughout the weeks?
No, I mean, I could if I made a spreadsheet for it. So,
Okay.
yeah, now when the contest isn't going, the hashtag MOTG actually puts something in the chat. Do you know about Monsters of the Guild? So there's a link to it, everybody. Anybody who can hear the sound of my voice right now, click on that link and go buy it. Thank you. All right. I think we covered, I mean, we went through that whole thing. I mean, without like just going through in intricate minutia each and every monster. You know, we pretty much covered it, so that's pretty awesome.
Hey, Fury, do you have Rob Tui's coding effects?
Hold on, I had to think about that. No, I don't.
How dare you?
Don't have them.
I have other things from him, but not that one.
What?
Well, that's
Alright.
because I'm not running games yet.
Hold on.
Okay.
Yet.
Rob,
Let's
we got to
see.
fix that.
Just a second here. Fury Fate available all the time. All right, hold on 1 second. Just
All the
highlight
time.
Out of context, that sounds so bad.
No. Yeah, you're available all the time. That does sound bad.
That's in the
I mean-
bathroom.
All right, I was just kidding. I'm not banning you.
Me too.
As a matter of fact, Fury, PM me about that because I'll give you one because you're all
No,
awesome.
no. I'm going to do it legit. I'm going to buy it.
All right, well, you do it then.
Okay.
I will.
Let's see. We covered the future shows. We gave away prizes. We talked about our subject. What else is there left to do? That might be it. Oh,
Yeah,
I know.
so we're...
Does anybody
Go
have
ahead.
any questions? By the way, we always forget to say this on all of our shows, but I want people to feel that they can come here and watch the show and ask questions about what we talk about, but also you guys can answer or ask questions about anything about Fantasy Grounds. It doesn't have to be about what we talked about tonight. It can just be about
Right.
anything. So if you guys have questions, please put them in the chat. And
About
we
this
will-
show or previous shows, or even if you want to see something in a future show, put them in the chat. We're just watching chat all the time.
And you can ask about anything. Yeah. So we're here to try to.
Well, okay, hold on. Let's kind of cut back anything to just everything according to Fantasy Grounds, not
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah. Like don't
Don't
ask
ask
us
Rob
what-
shoe size.
It's 10. Thank you. It's 10. I have on my bunny slippers now. As a matter of fact, I'm wearing a black shirt with a pocket on it.
Pants optional.
Pants are
I
always
have
optional.
on my boxer briefs. I have on no pants, and I have on slippers. So and glasses and a watch, if you count that. But that's all I have on. Oh, and a headset. I don't know if you count that. Let's see. We talked about that. We did that. Okay, good. So, yeah, if you guys have questions, just let us know, and we will answer it. Otherwise,
So, Rob, real quick, where do we find your other stuff? And I always get asked in the college if I don't provide them a link. I
the easiest
basically
thing to
have
do is you can go to DM's Guild and you can search my name almost in any form. You can search it. My real name is Rob Twohy, Twohy, which is a jacked up, never able to be remembered spelling. But you can also search for Rob Twohy like that. And if you do, it should bring up most everything I have, if not everything. And you can go and look for something that you're interested in. And let's say that you were interested in, I don't know, the rings coding. So you would go there. Anything that you ever click on, make sure and read the whole thing, because this rings thing is $1, but it's also part 4 of a 9-part series, which you can get by clicking on this and then go to the whole items effects, and that gives you all of these. So always, whenever you're looking for something, here's everything I've ever done, and here's everything that I've done with other creators. So I have literally like 69. I think it's 69 things on the guild. Let me check that. I don't even know how to spell my own name. Let's go down and look. But yeah, if you just search on the DM's Guild for my name, same thing on Drive-Thru RPG, but 70. 70? Oh, because Monsters Without Borders. Yeah, so I have 70 things now. Monsters Without Borders is also technically me, so but yeah.
So with the upcoming Mordenkainen's, are we going to be able to see some new spells and new class features and stuff like that?
Absolutely. So anytime WotC puts out a book that's for 5th edition, I go and I update stuff. And I believe it's this file that has that. Updates. Yeah, so when Mordenkainen's comes out, I'm going to have to update monsters and backgrounds and races. So there's no spells in that, but I'll update that. Yeah. And by the way, speaking of which, I just did an update yesterday. So any of you guys that own my random monster tables or the encounter generator, I just added Monsters of the Guild. So if you own that as well, boom, it's already done.
Nice.
Let's see.
Rob, Boffin wants us to do a show about Morecore.
We have to find a guest for that.
Yeah, Boffin, you have to be the guest on that show then, because I don't know anything about Morecore.
Yeah, since you recommended it, you have to show up.
We could definitely do that, but I would have to have somebody that knows what they're talking about, because I don't know about Morecore. What was I? Oh yeah, encounter.
Boffin says you can't possibly make any more stuff, Rob.
Yeah, I can make more stuff. I can do it.
No, he's banning you from making more stuff. You have too much as it is.
Oh, jeez.
So random encounter generator, if I go there, there it is. Monsters of the Guild is added as the 10th thing you can do. What the thing about the random encounter generator is that took me, I mean, there's over 1,000 tables in there, and it took me, I can't even tell you how long it took me to make all that. And what takes a long time is if you want to do different permutations of, like, I own the Monster Manual and the Tome of Beasts, but I don't own Volo's Guide or 5th Edition Foes or Monsters of the Guild. So you have to go and look, well, here, Monster Manual and Tome of Beasts, that's the 2 I own, so I'll use table number 4 when I go in there. Awesome. But if you then start adding Monsters of the Guild to each and every one of these different, then it exponentially gets, now there's going to be 27 lists. So I've kind of decided to just leave the main ones as is. And then if you have Monsters of the Guild, you can still do this, but it would only draw from that one particular source at a time. And then when Mordenkainen's comes out, I'll do that as a separate thing. And then also I might squeeze it into, with the Monster Manual or something like that. But otherwise it just starts getting, the more sources you add, it just gets crazier and crazier. And you'd literally have 900. This list would go on forever because, when you have 4 different things and you try to mix and match them in different patterns, it just gets crazy. So I might have to, calm that down. Any other questions from these people? These chatters, these viewers, these Twitch people, Twitchers? What do you call it? Twitchers? What do you call Twitch people? Twitch viewers, I guess is what they're called. I don't know what they're called.
Twitchlings.
Twitchers are kind of funny.
Twitchers, yeah. Any of you other Twitchers have any other... by the way, Monsters of the Guild, number 1, boom. Also, Monsters of the Borders, number 6. Fantasy Grounds version, number 7. Thank you.
Nice.
See, but now we gotta get them up to like 1, 2, and 3. That's the dream goal right there.
This used to be number 10, and then it got bumped down by my own crap. So, and then here's the this was like number 14. Now it's number 16. Whoops, I didn't mean to click on it. So, but Rob Toohey pretty much owns Virtual Tabletop. If you click on the Virtual Tabletop on the Guild, I'm number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5.
Oh goodness.
And number 9. So I have.
So instead of like Dungeon Masters Guild, it's more like Rob Toohey's Guild.
Yeah. Well, for Virtual Tabletop, I have 6 of the top 10. So there you go. And then, but some these others, what's really cool? Like, what did I get? Oh, I was actually that Schmo did that. I was supposed to do it, but I gave it to him. Oh, I did this one. Yeah, that's cool. Jeff, that's pretty. I didn't do that one. That's cool too. There's the tokens. I have those tokens. Those tokens are pretty cool. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff for Desert of Desolation map kit. That guy did that. $10. That better be good.
It is. It's nice.
Oh yeah. Oh look. Oh yeah, that looks cool. Nice. Uh-oh. Graphic errors. Boo. Graphic errors. I don't know what happened. Anyway, now I'm just I get this way at the end of every show. I just don't want it to end, so I just keep doing random stuff to make it go on and on. If I was on a real TV show or whatever, they would tell me, okay, it's over. Everybody left the studio. The cameras are turned off. Why are you still here? So yeah, any other questions from people?
Nope, not that I can see.
Boffin saying that he's going to need something to alter his voice because he's in witness protection or something. Which of course ruins it now since I've mentioned it.
Maybe he's not maybe he's just talking about doing it for his monsters. I don't know. I don't know. All right. Well, if that's it, if there's no other questions and we've talked about everything, I guess we'll shut it down. We went 50 minutes anyway. I mean, that's longer than I thought.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I thought it would just be like 20 or 30 minutes, but.
Oh, when are we going to talk about Fantasy Ground Unity?
That comes out. Oh yeah, that's coming out someday.
Oh yeah. You made it sound like it's coming out like tomorrow.
I almost said tomorrow, but that would have set off a fucking. I would have been so. People would be hate threats to me. More so than I already get. It is. They did show a video though. There was a video for you guys that don't know.
So it's getting closer.
It's getting closer. Let's see.
Hey, Rob Toohey here.
Oh, hey, Rob Toohey here. We don't need to hear that one. Let's see. Fantasy Grounds. Let's see. It should be the last. If you go to the Fantasy Grounds YouTube page, it should be the most recent video that they did.
It's a map preview.
Is it called map preview? Is that what it is?
Something like that, like a on the fly.
Yeah,
map
FGU impromptu mapping. Here it is. We can show it. Yeah, why not? Let's watch it. I mean, it's
Boffin.
It's part of Fantasy Grounds. I need a map right now, so you go here. So this is Fantasy Grounds Unity that comes out someday. And he's like, oh, I need a cave here, so let me start drawing a cave here. Let me grid that out. Boom. And then he goes and clicks on cave wall, and he likes it, so he makes it smaller. And then you can kind of, he's freeforming a cave. Look at this. That is just insane. So let's fast forward that a little bit. He gets all the way done with this cave. And then
putting a grid on and
yep, and then he puts a person in it. And oh no, dynamic lighting. Hello. Yeah. I love it. So this is what we'll have. And he didn't have to do anything except set that cave wall up, and it already does it. It's like insane.
So it already has the occluders built into it.
Yeah. Oh, he says, oh, maybe there's a secret dungeon. So he starts drawing a dungeon wall here. First he grids it out. Boom.
So all these textures and everything are going to be already included in the update, or is it going to be something you have to
said that
buy?
you could put your own stuff in there. I think he said. I'm not sure. This video doesn't have any audio, so that's why. I mean, it's not like I turned the audio off. There just isn't any audio. So let's get ahead when he finishes this. And so he draws his little dungeon thing. And then he's doing this all like during a game. The whole point of this is, oh, I need a room. Oh,
so something like on the fly and everything.
Yeah. So that's it. That's the whole video. So that's super
That's
cool.
really cool.
Super cool.
I love you, man.
All right.
You know what? You need to ask.
Has subscribed to the channel.
You need to ask GeoQuester about his project that he's doing, because he was also doing something else with dynamic lighting.
Yeah, I think it's called TTO. I'm going to ask him.
Yes, that's exactly it.
He's going to answer my questions. First of all, what is it? That's what I'm going to ask him. All right. I think we might be done, guys. I think we've answered everyone's questions.
Garvester just subscribed Twitch Prime, baby.
Twitch Prime, you know you can do it for free. Oh yeah, I should go through my announcements, by the way. I should do that. By the way, guys, if you're watching the show and you don't know, and you're interested in Fantasy Grounds and you don't know what Fantasy Grounds College is, crawl out from under the rock and click on this link and go over to fantasygroundscollege.net. When you click on that, it will take you to Fantasy Grounds College Discord, which is here. And they have over 2,000 members over there. And Leroon, why don't you tell people what Fantasy Grounds College does?
All right, so basically what we try to do is get you into the community, kind of get you acclimated to, what to expect with Discord. And also we try to line you up with like-minded individuals, give you some training, show you how to use the software. Also, I even show how to use Rob Tui's effects with Fantasy Grounds. I do all kinds of tutorials and classes for new people, and then we also have a Dungeon Master series that I'm running on Fridays to help people who want to actually start running games with Fantasy Grounds. So we get a lot of people that come on that they know how to deal with D&D 5th edition, and they know how to DM, but they're not quite sure how to go about it with Fantasy Grounds. So I kind of help break them in with that. And not to mention, we have seminars and giveaways and shows and all kinds of good stuff. So
awesome.
That's what we do.
Very cool. And I'll give everybody the command here to let everybody know what you can do to help the channel. I appreciate all the follows and the subs and everything today, guys. And you can... There's all the links. You can come to our Discord, and if you get on the Discord, you'll meet other like-minded Fantasy Grounds gamers. My particular forte is 5e, but you'll meet all types of people there, Savage Worlds. This also on Fantasy Grounds College. All the different game sets, the Pathfinder, Starfinder, Call of Cthulhu, Numenera, everything. And you guys can come to our Patreon pages. There is a Patreon page for Rob Tui. There's also one for FGC. You can subscribe to the channel. You can donate if you wish. You can go to the DMs Guild, which we put the link earlier. Oh, by the way, anybody that's watching this video on YouTube, I will have the link for Monsters of the Guild below the video in the description. I do have a YouTube channel, guys. Please follow me on YouTube. I need to get to 1,000 subscribers. I've only got, I just crossed 700. I need to get to 1,000. So go and subscribe to my YouTube channel, everybody. It's awesome. There is over 500 videos on YouTube on my channel, and most 95% of those videos are game sessions using Fantasy Grounds. So if you want to see it in action,
and also we have back episodes of this show that we run, every week.
Yes,
so if you guys want to go back to episode 1, this is episode 21, I believe.
Hey, Workhorse, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, this is episode 21, and let's see, YouTube Fantasy Grounds talk show. Is that going to get me what I want? Whoops. Hello. Looks like it is. So here's episode 1 right here.
It'll tell you.
So yeah, and then I think the playlist should be. I don't know how to work Fantasy Grounds. Shouldn't the playlist be part of what you see here? I thought it should be.
Yeah, if you go to your channel, if you have.
Oh, but it should be right from this video, but it's not.
Hey, so. Rob Tui here.
Yeah. Hey, Rob Tui here. We don't need to listen to that. Oh, so yeah, all things.
No,
Fantasy
you can
Grounds
click on each of these
playlists. Yeah, so here it all is, 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way to 20, and then tonight's 21. So there you go.
So what did we cover so far? You can go off your list. You don't have to go off that.
Oh yeah. So what the things that we've talked about on the shows? We did the options menu, effects coding, do's and don'ts, inspiration, how to use Discord, DM's Guild, folder navigation, database corruption recovery, how to advertise yourself to DMs and players. That's looking for games or looking for players. Spring Break, that was a FGC event, and then also Fantasy Grounds Con 12, which is online. That happens twice a year. We did extensions, maps, NPC Engineer, Deluxe Oz extensions, Kickstarter. We had a show with David Middleton. And for those of you that,
DM?
Digital DM, that's his real name, David Middleton. So you might know him as Digital DM. We did Sirenscape and other sound crap. We did Streaming Fantasy Grounds, and that was a show with Stooner where he gave away over $100 worth of prizes. We did account management, mainly focusing on hooking your Steam account and your Paizo account up. Like if you bought a PDF from Paizo, you can get that amount off the Fantasy Grounds module and stuff like that. We did module making with Schmo, including Adventures League. We had a show with Zacchaeus, who's the guy that basically does all the 5e modules for Smiteworks. And anybody who's on the forums knows his name. And then today we did Monsters of the Guild, so there you go.
So next week's XML.
Talked about all. Yep, XML with GeoQuester next week.
Mordenkainen's is after that, because that'll be out by then, probably.
Yep, that comes out 12:01 a.m. Eastern Time, May 18th, which means it comes out, I think, at 10 p.m. our time on the 17th. Oh, by the way,
Kasarn just asked, do we have time to talk about how to link sounds to a story?
We always
Which
have
we kind of did through Sirenscape.
Yeah, we did. I'll do it really quick, but and
we'll recap it.
Yeah, we there is a whole episode about that, and as a matter of fact, I don't think I have the sound extensions, so let me go back and put them in. But that's pretty easy. Let's see, load campaign. No, we need Deluxe Oz extension bass, and we also need sounds. All right. And then I'll go back in and I'll show you. So you can build your own sounds, but there's a module on the DM's Guild, of course, that I built that has, I don't know, 500 sounds in it, something like that. And so I'm gonna use that because that's what the example will be. So let's go to sounds, Fantasy Grounds sounds, open that.
Can we link it to your module, Rob? Somewhere?
I don't know what you mean.
Well, if you have your module open, it'd be nice to show them like how to link a specific trigger or something in your module that comes up in the combat tracker.
Okay, well, now you need to slow your roll there for a second because first of all, you can't do it in the combat tracker. You can do it in a story entry. You cannot do it in the
story entry.
Okay,
yep.
so hold on a second because now in order to show this, I have to go. You know what? I'm going to show how to do it, but I'm not going to play the sound because that requires me to. I have to change settings on my computer to accomplish that, which I wasn't prepared for. I wasn't prepared for anybody to ask that. But I'm going to answer his question and then refer him to the actual show where we did this. He needs to go watch that whole show. But just to answer the question, how do you link a sound? How do you link a sound into your story entry? So let's create a story entry. Let's call it Boom. And let's say I want to play this boom sound here. And then if you have the sound module open, you will get a sounds button. And you saw me go to the library, click all to make sure I had all the buttons over here. There will be a sound button. So let me go down to all these sounds. And again, you won't have these sounds unless you have my module. But let's, do I have an explosion? Yeah, there's an explosion. So you can open the explosion sound, and then you can take this purple link from the sound and drag it in and drop it right there. Now, when I click this, which I'm not going to do, because if I click on, well, I'll do it anyway. Wait, hold on. You also have to go to sounds and turn them on, so you can on off. Now, this sound, again, people watching this, don't be confused. When you go look for sound, it won't be there unless you have the sound thing loaded. Unless you have the Deluxe Oz extension loaded for sounds, that won't be there. But if it is, you got to make sure those are on. And then when I click on this, it's going to try to open, it's trying to open Sirenscape. Now, the people on the stream might actually hear the sound. And obviously, if you already had Sirenscape open, it wouldn't open it. It would already be open and you would hear it. But the people on the stream may not hear the sound, and that's because I have to change sound settings to make that happen, which I didn't do. But let me see if I hear it. Yeah, so I heard it. Okay, so now since that's open, if I go back here and click, I want to play this boom sound here. I click on it, and you hear it. And there's different versions of it. There's different sounds. So anybody in the stream, type in the chat if you can hear that or not. I'm interested to know if you can hear that. Oh, they did hear it. Okay, so yeah, so they heard it, but I would have to do stuff for the players or for you guys to hear it. So anyway, that's the answer to the question. But if you want a more extensive answer to that, a more complete answer, you should watch that show we did on sounds. But there you go. There's an example of a question that was asked, and we answered it. Boom.
So, Sergeant, does that answer your question pretty well? Hopefully.
Lou Cipher. Boom. Exactly. All right. Well, we'll wait for him to say if he. Yeah. So keep in mind that sounds can be added anywhere you add a link. So you could put a sound in a stat block. You could put it in a monster stat block. You could put it in a table. You can put anywhere you can put a link. You can put a sound link. You just can't put it in the combat tracker because it won't work in there. Any other questions, guys? I don't think he's saying whether that answered his question. Maybe he went to go make sounds somewhere. That's funny. I think we might be done. I was giving the end of speech, the end of stream speech, and got interrupted by a question, which is fine. The only other the thing I never got to was that you guys can all follow me on Twitter as well if you dare.
Yeah, your tweets are pretty funny. Following.
Yeah, my Twitter account is a lot about Fantasy Grounds, but it's also my personal Twitter account. So you're gonna get Rob Toohey bullshit that I go off about, like why am I being yelled at for using the phrase "ladies and gentlemen," stuff like that. That's the one I did today. You have to be general neutral now, but it's okay to say nuclear. That's still fine. I'm a personality. Here, I'll show everybody the rules on my Discord. Hold on, let me go to my Discord. Let me go to rules. Let's go all the way down to rule number 8. Rob Toohey's personality takes some getting used to. Yes, that is a rule. I have high expectations for people following instructions and very little tolerance for those who can't or won't. Boom, I'm an ass. Thank you. All right. Anything else you guys would like to say before we wrap it up?
No, I'm good.
You read?
Oh, no, I'm good. I was watching the comments.
All right. Well, in that case.
Oh, wait.
Oh, go ahead.
You got to follow Fantasy Grounds College on Twitter, of course. And then also you got to follow me on Twitter, even though I don't tweet very often. But I'm there. Furied Fate.
Furied Fate. At Furied Fate, guys. Get on over there and follow everybody. Oh, yeah. Sergeant Catharn lives in Australia. That's why he said he was delayed. That's why he couldn't answer us. But anyway, congrats again to the winners of the
all 5 of them.
Oh yeah, yeah. I don't know. Well, hold on a second. I got how many PMs do I have? 1, 2, 3. I think 3. Gwydion doesn't count. He's PMing me for something. I'll look at those. I'll look at those on the after the show. All right, I think that's it, guys. I think so now we actually did do over an hour. Did an hour and 8 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and close her down. So for my special guest Fury Fate and for my co-host Leroon, I'd like to thank everybody for coming by All Things Fantasy Grounds, episode 21. We will see you again next week, and no show tomorrow. No module creation Monday tomorrow, guys. I do have a doctor's appointment, and yes, it is later in the afternoon for some reason. So no show tomorrow, but we will be back with the Wednesday night game. So until